Nayan, tiny Philos from Inglewood Families. You know, I grew up around here. I grew up on 80th, born and raised on 80th Street. I'm from 80s. You know what I'm saying? Did some time since I was young. Did 10 years from the age of 18 to 28. I caught a case back in 2005, made bail, got out the next day. And while I was on bail, I already knew I was going to have to do the time. So I made up a plan, you know, got involved with the church, got involved with everything that I wanted to do. The homies got more in touch with my mama, you know, my family, just my friends, everybody that's around, and really like mapped out what I was going to do with my future.
You get to high school, you pretty much fully embrace the IF identity.
Right.
So what's that like? Was that 9th grade or 10th grade?
Like pretty much 11, going to 11th, you know what I'm saying? Like when I started selling weed, and I started reading up from the big homie, Isaiah, you know what I'm saying? Like being around that side, and I really start understanding how it worked as far as me selling weed, you know what I'm saying? Selling dope, really trying to make some money in the hood. That was when I really started, all right, yeah, this is what IF is about, you know what I'm saying?
And who were you living with in terms of your family at that time?
My grandmother, the same house on 80th. I've been in that house my whole life, you know. I only moved out to live on my own. But she's seen so many generations, and she's so wise that she probably already knew what I was doing, even though I was trying to hide it. She seen a change in me, you know what I'm saying? From basketball being my primary focus to something else, you know what I'm saying? So she probably understood, but she knew I was smart, because even though I was doing what I was doing, selling weed and selling dope, you know what I'm saying, getting money, a motherfucker graduated school. So it wasn't really nothing that I was doing wrong as far as my education and what they expected of me to do as a teenager, you know what I'm saying? And that's graduate high school. That's what everybody mama wanted to do.
Because you got other family members from the neighborhood, right. Your grandmother's already seen this how many times?
They raided my house in 96, and that was 95. I remember the police, the tanks, SWAT tanks, you know, my dog barking. The police told my mama they was going to shoot my dog. He said we got a good dog, because the dog wouldn't let him back there. But he told her, you're going to have to do something with the dog or we're going to shoot him. The SWAT team raided my house. 95, I think I was 7 years old.
And why were they there?
Because one of my relatives had caught a life sentence. And that was the first time. I actually got 2 relatives serving life. I grew up with in that same house. 2 of my cousins.
Okay, so your grandmother done seen it all then.
Yeah, they seen it all, yeah.
Did you ever have like a one-on-one conversation with your grandmother about
no
decisions? Never, huh?
Only when I caught my case and I bailed out. That was the only time I talked to her about anything with the streets, and she was disappointed. But that was the only time. It's always been like school, trading stocks, you know what I'm saying? When I went to the pen, that's what I was doing. I was trading, so I was teaching her how to trade stocks, and I was teaching myself. I taught myself at 19 in prison, you know what I'm saying? Reading books on my own, listening to Jay-Z rap about stocks. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, let me teach myself this, let me make some money. So I was talking to her on that page, because that's the page I grew up on. The only time I ever had to talk to her about the streets was when I made bail, and that was on my case.
And what was that conversation like?
She just told me how disappointed she was, the fact that, you know, she expected more of me, you know, and I did too. You know, I didn't want to go to jail. Don't no nigga want to go to jail fresh out of high school. That's just not realistic, you know what I'm saying? It's a ton of shit I could have dealt with my life, but, you know, I caught a case and went to jail for 10 years.
And what was the case about?
Well, I tried to rob somebody. So I had armed robbery, I had possession for sales, because I had an ounce of crack bagged up, individual packages. They mandatory gave me for sales, and I got assault because I pistol whipped the victim. But I tried to rob somebody coming out the bank with some money, and he actually didn't want to give up the money, and I didn't hesitate to hit him in the head with the gun. So it just went all bad. You know, the police was in the parking lot. It was terrible. I got caught in the car with 3 other people, you know, and immediately I already knew what time it was, you know. I did it, so I admitted to it once they took us to the police station. But luckily, I admitted to it. I manned up when the time came for it, and they all got out.
All the other 3 got out?
The other 3 all got out.
But aren't they accessories?
Nah, because technically they didn't have nothing to do with it. I did it. You know what I'm saying? We just got caught in the car together. You know? So, I mean, they didn't have nothing to do with it. So I can't let them go down for something I know I did when I got caught for it. You know what I'm saying? I got arrested on December 16th. I bailed out on the 17th.
And you fought it for how long?
I fought the case until June 24th, 2006. But I got arrested and had to go back to jail January 24th, 2006.
For another case?
No, for the same case. Look, I caught the case on the 16th, bailed out on the 17th. They pushed my arraignment back 5 weeks. When I go to my date, they say that, you a threat to society. You a menace to society. They use these exact words, you a menace to society. And we don't think you should be on the streets. So they take me off the streets, and I'm in the county jail in January 24th of 2006, and that's just the same year that the worst riots in the history of the LA County Jail, you can Google this shit, took place.
And what was that riots all about?
Well, they said that a family of 18s was murdered by the Blackstone. That's what I heard. I don't know. In 2006, I don't know how true it was, but that's the word that we had got, and that's why all the Mexicans had to take off on all the blacks.
Was it just all blacks, or was it targeting Bloods?
All blacks.
It didn't matter.
It didn't matter. If you black, you're going to get taken off on. The riot cracked off the Seattle Seahawks. This is my favorite team. My best friend got drafted to them in 2008. The Seattle Seahawks was playing the Super Bowl and lost to the Steelers. That same day, I go to sleep during prayer call. Somebody snatched me off my bunk. It was cracking ever since. Ever since, it was going up.
And did you have to participate in this, or sometimes you just...
No, hell no, you're going to participate. You're going to get your ass rolled up for being a buster. You know what I'm saying?
You can't just say...
You cannot prone out. No.
What if I'm in there and I say, I'm going to sit this one out?
Well, we're going to get you. And right after we get done dusting off our wounds, we're going to get you.
But there must be quite a few people who want to sit it out, right?
I mean, it was dudes that died for trying to hide under the bunk. That's where the murders came from. When they tried to hide under the bunk, they was getting bunk slammed on them for being a coward. You know what I'm saying? That shit not cool, man. I don't give a fuck what it's over. I done been in riots right before I paroled. 2015, I was just in a riot in prison. I saved somebody, got knife wounds on their face to this day. I'm not about to prone out because I know what happens after that, but it's not even about that, you know what I'm saying? If you a man and you stand up for what you believe in, and you're not a coward, God bless you for that. You know what I'm saying?
And eventually you agreed to a plea, I'm assuming.
Right.
And what was that deal?
The deal was 11 years, 4 months with 85%. So I had to do 9 years, 8 months. I was going to parole August 9th, 2015 at 27. So it wasn't really that bad to me. The fact that I just took 11 years, 4 months for a deal wasn't that bad because I knew I was going to be 20-something when I got out. You know what I'm saying? So I was content with that.
Was that the first deal they offered, or were there some back and
forth?
forth?
No, the first deal was 11 years, but I was cool. You know what I'm saying? Then it was 12 years. I was like, hell nah. And I tried to get a paid attorney. And what changed my mind when the paid attorney told me that because you admitted to it, this is the best deal they're going to give you. So just go ahead and take whatever they're going to give you right now. As long as you paroling in your 20s, it's a good deal. So that right there made me take that 11 years, 4 months.
Now, when you look back at it, was it a good deal based on all the evidence they had?
It was a great deal. If I would have, I messed up. I caught a year in jail, you know what I'm saying? Did extra time. But paroling at 27 for getting caught dead bang for something that you did, do your time, take it like a man and parole better, you know what I'm saying?
Now that you're free, how do you look at that 10 years of your life now, looking back at it?
You know what? The crazy part about it, right? I was just talking to one of my professors about this shit, man. That when I was 19 and I first got enrolled in college, my whole mind was, what is the average nigga that's 19 years old doing on the streets right now? You know what I'm saying? In my same position, what can I do realistically that's going to keep me on the same pace as a nigga that's 19 on the streets? So that's why I'm like, fuck it, they in college. So I'm going to get in college too. You know what I'm saying? So my whole mentality while I was down them whole 10 years was keeping up. I was probably one of the only niggas, probably the only nigga in his 20s getting the motherfucking financial paper. $400 newspaper, all stocks and bonds and futures and options. You know what I'm saying? I'm teaching classes in the pen on the level 4. I done taught niggas stocks, the classroom. You know what I'm saying? So my whole mentality while I was down was to educate myself and build the real niggas that's trying to feed their family, you know what I'm saying? And everybody else that wants something in life. That was my mind. The whole 10 years.
Now, when did you really get interested into the education aspect in prison? Because
right away.
Right away.
Right away. I was in the pen at 18. I was the youngest homie on the yard at 18. So right after that, I got in school 2007 when I was 19. The fall of 2007, I was enrolled in college, Coastline Community College. That's where I got my 3 degrees from.
And what are your degrees in?
Business, social behavioral science, and arts and humanities. They associate degrees.
And do they come to the prison to teach, or is
No, you got to teach yourself.
Okay.
But they proctor you though. You got to teach yourself, but the proctor is there for your midterm and your final.
And I guess these are programs available to all the inmates?
Yeah, hell yeah. Anybody, man. That shit, it ain't free, but shit, I mean, I was trading stocks and buying my books, however you get it. Some niggas sell dope, get their books. Some niggas' family look out for them. I got my family, I was trading stocks, I was doing all type of shit, getting money though. Every time I talk to a homie, whoever it is, I always ask, are you in school? You in college? Like, Like, there ain't shit else to do. Like, you might as well, fuck it. But niggas, they don't want to, And if that's not what you want to do, it's not what you want to do. But it's so much time in the day that I feel like, why not? I got 3 degrees in that motherfucker.
Thanks for watching StreetGangs.com. Please like and share the video you just watched and leave a comment below to tell us what you think. You can also watch 2 of our previous episodes to the right. Please visit the link to our Patreon page and support our campaign. And don't forget to subscribe.